My dear student, competitive chemistry JEE Neet 2025 focus. Again, all state set board exams also. You see, what is primary carbon atom, secondary carbon atom, tertiary carbon atom, quaternary or neocarbon atom? Go for discussion. What is primary carbon atom attached to only one carbon atom is called primary carbon atom. Carbon atom, you see this example, is this carbon atom attached to only one carbon atom. This carbon atom attached to only one carbon atom. This carbon atom attached to only one carbon atom. So, this is called terminal carbon. This is a terminal carbon. This is also terminal carbon. So, carbon atom attached to only one carbon atom is called primary carbon atom. Here example, terminal carbon atoms are always primary. This is a primary carbon. This is a primary carbon. Why it is a primary carbon? This is carbon attached to only one carbon. This carbon attached to only one carbon. So this is a primary carbon. This is also primary carbon. So here 1,5 belongs to primary carbon. Secondary carbon. Carbon atom attached to two carbon atoms known as a secondary carbon atom. You see, this is a third position carbon. This carbon attached to only two carbon. This is one carbon. This is one carbon. So the third position carbon, I can say secondary carbon atom. Why, sir? Carbon atom attached to two carbon atoms is known as a secondary carbon atom. So, in third position carbon atom attached to this carbon and attached to this carbon. So, I can say this is a secondary carbon atom. Okay. Third position carbon atom relevant to secondary. In first and 5 terminal carbon atoms belongs to primary. Again, tertiary carbon atom attached to 3 carbon atoms is called tertiary carbon atom. If you see this carbon, fourth position carbon attached to this carbon. So fourth position carbon attached to 3 carbons. Attached to 3 carbon atom, so is called tertiary carbon atom. So I can say fourth position carbon belong to tertiary carbon atom. Okay. Again, quaternary or neocarbon atom. Carbon atom attached to 4 carbons. Carbon atom attached to 4 carbon atoms is called quaternary carbon atom. You see this carbon, this attached to this carbon. So second position carbon attached to 4 carbon atoms. So I can say second position carbon belongs to quaternary or neocarbon atom. The structure name is 2,2,4 trimethyl pentane. Okay. So what I said, C1, C5 are primary. Why? They attack to only one carbon. This carbon attacked to one carbon. This carbon also attached to one carbon. So this is a primary. Primary means one carbon. You see C3 secondary. This carbon attached to this carbon. This carbon attached to two carbon. So I can say this is secondary. Third position carbon belongs to secondary carbon. Why, sir? Third position carbon attached to this carbon and this carbon. Okay, so I can say this is a secondary. C4 tertiary, because the C4 carbon attached to 3 carbons. This is a one carbon, this is a one carbon, this is a one carbon. So the fourth position carbon attached to 3 carbon. So I can say this is a tertiary carbon. Okay, and C2 is a neo, or we can say quaternary. This position attached to this carbon. Second position carbon attached to 4 carbon atom. So I can say this is a quaternary or neocarbon atom. Okay. If it is a 1 carbon, you can say primary. If you say 2 carbon, you can say secondary. If it is a 3 carbon, you can say tertiary. If it is a 4 carbon, you can say neo or quaternary. Here 1, 5 are only attached to 1 carbon. I can say terminal carbon always primary 1 carbon. Okay. C3, this carbon attached to this one only attached to 2 carbon atom. This is a secondary. This is fourth position. This carbon attached to this one attached to 3 carbon atom. This is a tertiary. Fourth position carbon tertiary. Second position, this one. Second position carbon attached to 4 carbon atom. This is a tertiary or neo or quaternary. Thank you.